Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Detroit! Detroit!
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
That's the way to hit. Gun, gun! Gun, gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, Jackson. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. Hill shedding the tackle. A gain of 32 that time. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Geno Atkins in there to get him.
Detroit!
And that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
You can't stop me. Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Hut!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. This complete to Lockett. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Leopard!
They get 11 back on that one.
Detroit!
Leads to 3rd
Detroit!
down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think a guy of his caliber, so how can a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually
Nowhere to escape, and he goes
Leopard!
down.
Leopard!
Jordan Willis in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Check motion, motion, motion. Over! Hut! Hut!
4th down, here's Jackson. Forced out to his left. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's convert. Tight end's right. 3 down. Green, triple C. Kill. Turn it up. 5-0.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. 2nd down, Winston. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down.
Hey, let's get a conversion.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
Here we go, hey. 5-0. Up and back, that.
And on the ground they go with a running back.
Hey, motion backfield.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was. Lots of boxes set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him.
They'll give it to him in the middle, and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Rosas now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in a chain of events, right? The decision to go for it, it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
All right, now,
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings? That they kind of regretted that he didn't touch that ball? You know, hey, he should have touched the ball last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Jackson on 1st down to Mixon on the check down. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
To throw on 2nd down. Jackson firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Gun!
On 3rd down, Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals.
Three down. Hey,
Sonic!
three down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. What a spin. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sonic!
Now Jameis on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, you need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 36 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Dumps it off to Mixon. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
Yes, we often say get it to him in space.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at them.
Odd. 5 down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
He'll get it up the middle, and he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. And he knocks it through. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now, here come the Bengals. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting room. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit over there.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Yeah, baby.
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's got some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Here we go. Hey.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the
My
right.
50.
From the red zone now, Winston. Flushed out right. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for 2nd down. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Wait. 5-0.
Now a second down throw for Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Hey, let's get a conversion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And they'll go on the ground. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through and picking up first downs.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Easy.
Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
They get it to him running left. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Bengals are in for 6. And he's got it up and through. Rosas now to kick this one away. On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10.
Tight end's right. Gun!
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down.
Play.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off right around the 43. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Rosas now to add the PAT. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now 21-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. 15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10.
Alert flare.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Like 50 miles.
Back to the air, Jackson following the pick 6. And an alley to run. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. From midfield now, here's Jackson. And Hill with it over the middle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So I'm waltzing down Main Street, got an umbrella, just a torrential downpour, and I look over, and this guy, stone-faced, wearing a poncho that says, "Don't rain on my parade," and he is just angry. And, we got to go. I'll tell you the rest later. Here we go, third quarter.
Hey, guys, check me out.
Ready. Black 22 set.
Hey.
Jameis now on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Hey, let's get a conversion.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game instead. They're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Try and take him home. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for second and goal.
3 down, 3 down.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
3 down, 3 down.
On third down, it's Ross. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
Now this feels like old school football, because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And Rosas puts this one through. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10
All right,
at
now,
their
lucky
own 25-yard
Lucky
line.
56.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all
right, now,
game long.
56.
They understood coming in
56.
that he was a big-time receiver.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he's going to be ripped down by the face mask at the end of this, and that's going to add 15 more onto the end of this thing. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56.
From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs?
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Tyler Lockett, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens cut into that lead.
Man, he just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend when it's run that precisely and the ball's delivered that accurately.
And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
We got
On 1st and 10, Winston. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. You're going to blitz. Likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because Just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it second down.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Let's go now.
Following the delay, here's 2nd and 9.
Tight left. 3 down.
Come on. Sunday. Watch his back.
They'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Back now in Baltimore.
Hey, base, hey. 5
On 3rd down. That's Ross. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Rhino.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Jam.
Here we go, hey. Come on. Sunday. 5-0. Let's go.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And the kick by Rosas is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But it's still ate up time, got points. So it's not mission accomplished. It's darn close.
And the Ravens taking the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
4 down.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Crack down. Crash.
We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. It's caught. Block it. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And it's a fumble. And the Bengals have recovered it. And they're going to come up empty here on 4th down. So let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game. And all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away, and they're not doing it.
Check 43.
Easy. Let's go. Let's convert. Hey, sub. Let's go. Watch the back.
Winston saluting the pressure right. He finds Ross right side. It's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Sonic. Let's go.
A first down throw for Winston. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Another nice pickup through the air. I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but in this league, they're letting the play the ball. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Let's go now.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Here we go, even.
Now a carry here for their fullback.
Be good.
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Come on. Sunday.
Rush in.
5-0.
1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Winston being chased out left. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line. Rosas now to kick this one away. Lockett the return. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were
Watch
down
it now,
huge,
Barney,
and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?"
Detroit!
He was waving a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Throwing to start the drive, but that went incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Detroit! Gun!
Here's Jackson. Going to throw again. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And down he'll go at the 25. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Now you got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Gun! Come on, D!
Jackson. excellent pickup of 34 yards. And at this stage,
check,
down in the
Patriot,
second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big.
It's an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Escaping the pressure right. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51 and they have the lead against New England and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his second interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
Here's Jackson to throw. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they didn't hook up, and it's third down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
Double tight.
Jackson will throw again. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And now it's second down.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line.
And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Bengals, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.